Sai Ram. I'll start with the bhajan. Sai Ram, Namostute. Sai Krishna Namostute. Shirdi Sai Namostute. Pratibha Namostute. O Baba Sai Baba, O Baba Sai Baba, दीनों के दुख हरते हैं बाबा, ओ बाबा साईं बाबा। राम ही बाबा, कृष्ण ही बाबा, राम ही बाबा, कृष्ण ही बाबा, नरदेही नारायण बाबा, नरदेही नारायण बाबा, नरदेही नारायण बाबा, नरदेही नारायण बाबा, ओ बाबा साई बाबा। I offer my humble pranams at the lotus feet of our most beloved Bhagwan, a loving Sairam to one and all. Last time I had shared a few of my experiences that how uh, Swami had brought my parents into his fold, and through them, even before my birth, we can say that I was exposed to Sai Leela, Sai Mahima, Sai Bhajan, and Sai literature because right uh, earlier also, even before my birth, my parents were blessed by Swami, and he had encouraged them to read a lot of Sai literature and even especially the Sai Satcharitra. So right from my childhood, I had seen my father has been a convener, Sevadal convener in Shimla, and mother was Balvika's teacher. And we, right from my childhood, uh, I have known, like even when I was a very small child, I remember attending bhajans with my parents and going to a lot of people's homes in Shimla and around. And I used to listen, and I was myself a Balvika student, and I used to hear a lot about the power of Namasmarana and Sai Mahima. So there were a few occasions wherein Swami taught me through my personal experiences the power of Namasmarana. So once it was severe winter in Shimla, And these were those earlier days wherein the snowfall used to happen a lot in Shimla. You would have seen, many of us would have seen in the 80s and the early 90s, the amount of snowfall that used to happen in Shimla. And during those days, the roads used to become extremely slippery for traveling by car. So my parents and myself, we were traveling between Shimla and our village. And on the way, it so happened that like we were just discussing about Swami and in between singing bhajans and like that. And suddenly the car skidded on the snow because of the tourist. A lot of vehicles that go, the surface becomes extremely slippery. So the car suddenly skidded, and we just prayed to Swami. We did Sairam once loudly, and it we were nearing the slope. We were traveling near the slope end. So the car slipped, and but while slipping, no, just near the edge of the where the precipice would start, वो the valley शुरू होने से पहले, just at the edge, the car stopped. Purely with Swami's grace. That was one occasion wherein we felt, I personally felt the power of Swami's name. And then there was another occasion, I remember, we were going to Puttaparthi. And what we used to do is, for traveling to Puttaparthi, first we used to travel till Chandigarh. And from Chandigarh, we used to take the Haryana Roadways bus till ISBT Delhi. And then from there, we used to go to travel to railway station for catching the Karnataka Express. So on one such trip, we were going by bus through that Haryana Roadways bus. And while traveling, again, like we were talking about Swami, since we were traveling to Parthi and we were remembering Swami. Suddenly, in between, the bus was trying to, it was traveling quite close to the edge of the road. It suddenly happened that the bus just tilted, it skidded off the road and it just tilted. And with Swami's grace, you must have seen there are a lot of those thin trees, no, that grow around. On those who have traveled between those who have traveled between Chandigarh and Delhi, they would have seen there are a lot of small, thin trees that grow on the side. And the place where the bus skidded, there was exactly one tree, and the entire bus, it was supporting that the weight of that entire bus was supported by that one tree. If that tree was not there, the bus would have fallen off and completely tilted, and then it would have overturned. So even when people got out of the bus, they were so surprised, like they were that one, how the entire bus weight was being supported by that one thin tree. It was like just a tree. There were not many branches also. It was just one sort of stump. So that was one more occasion where we felt the power of Sai Nama. And then there was one third experience, and there was one another experience. This time we were traveling by train, Karnataka Express. We were going from Delhi towards Puttaparthi, and somewhere near Maharashtra, somewhere. We were singing bhajans. Many of us who have seen those who travel in groups to Puttaparthi, we usually during the free time when we sing a lot of bhajans, and we discuss about Swami and Swami's Leelas. Though as we were traveling by train, we suddenly, while singing bhajans, we had a very strong vibhuti fragrance. Everybody felt it around those who were singing in that bogie, and I was very small that time. So I clearly remember I also got that fragrance of vibhuti, and immediately the train no deaccelerated. The speed uska काफी एकदम से कम हो गया, and suddenly there was a violent jerk. And then when we just peeped out of our window, we found that the engine and two of the bogies had disconnected from rest of the train in between, causing that violent jerk. And if the train was any faster, and it could have definitely tilted because the that track also in that area, no, it was a curve. So that was one more experience from my childhood, which had a lasting impression on me, and I felt that the power of Sai Nama. So after my schooling here for 5 years, Swami allowed me to stay outside and have taste the outside world, so to speak. And post that, Swami decided that in fifth standard, Swami decided to call me, and we got a call. We got the blessed call from Muni Auntie that some opening has come as. So, are you ready to come and give an exam here? So we were more than happy. We immediately hopped in, and then we went to Parthi, and Swami was extremely kind to allow me to join in fifth standard. And after going there, I also had an impression that we will. That first impression was that you will get to listen to a lot of high philosophy or what. But the first words from Swami's mouth, which I heard as a student, were, "Where do you come from?" And that was one loving question with which Swami started his physical interaction with me, so to speak, as a student. And post that, Swami, uh, even through very seemingly mundane questions as what did you have for breakfast, when we all used to say Swami idli, then Swami used to lovingly ask, "Itna ki itna, what is the size of the idlis?" Uh, उससे भी स्वामी का प्रेम हमने एक्सपीरियंस किया. So that was one lovely experience wherein Swami used to ask us about the size of the idlis and how was the breakfast. And कई बार Swami used to teasingly, he himself used to criticize, नहीं आज अच्छा नहीं था ना. And then he would look at us for our reaction, and we all used to say, "No, Swami, very nice." So that was one small, one sweet interaction that I remember clearly from my childhood. Then once it so happened that after joining primary school, uh, I was playing football one evening, and while playing khelte khelte, I just fell backwards, and my entire body weight was on my right hand. So due to that, what happened was I suffered from a fracture and dislocation in my right wrist. So I was immediately rushed to general hospital. All Muni auntie and all the primary school teachers were extremely loving and kind. They took such care of me. Immediately उन्होंने मुझे वहाँ rush किया, and I got the plaster and everything done. And then the doctor said that we will speak to Swami about it, and we will take Swami's guidance on what next steps are to be done. So next morning, we came to know through Muni auntie, that our headmistress auntie, that Swami, apparently Swami came to Muni auntie's side, and Swami himself inquired instead of Muni auntie informing Swami like at a physical level. She, as a headmistress auntie, wanted to inform Swami that one of the students has got injured and he's admitted in hospital. So Swami khud aaye, and Swami asked. Swami himself came and asked, "How's the Simla boy?" And he called another student. He created Vibhuti at the time, and he gave the Vibhuti. He asked him to wrap it and then give it to. He said कि वो Simla boy को दो. And मैं जब after the darshans got over, Muni auntie came to the hospital, and Swami and then auntie narrated ki what happened, I just could not believe myself. Like we say, he's the Lord of the universe. So he's the Lord of the universe, and we are just an atom, not even an atom in this entire universe. But his such love and grace that he inquired himself, how is that Simla boy? And he called someone and created Vibhuti and gave them to deliver it to me. So I was completely shaken. That was one such experience which shook me a lot, and it I just got to experience his nectarine love. Uh, that was one more such experience. फिर एक और मुझे याद आ रहा है कि हम before I had joined Parthi, we used to be very active here due to the Sai activities. We used to travel to a lot of places and we used to attend bhajans. तो ऐसा हुआ कि एक बार that day's entire schedule was packed and सुबह से there were lot of places wherein bhajans were scheduled. तो हम पहले सुबह जाते थे. Then from there we used to go to another place, attend bhajan there. So I think I'm not 100% sure. I probably it was Swami's birthday season. So we were traveling from place to place for attending bhajans. फिर बीच में एक there was a longer gap in between wherein we decided कि we will come back home, take a brief rest, and then we'll get ready and then we'll go and attend the next bhajan. And as myself and my sister, both of us were in the mandir altar room, and we were just getting ready. Immediately we saw Vibhuti just appearing in Swami's photo and just spreading like this from one photo to another to another to another like that. And we were immediately we shouted and we called parents कि देखिए विभूति आई है. And by then, by the time parents came, the most of the photos were covered by then with Vibhuti. And Swami showed his presence in that at that point of time. स्वामी मतलब स्वामी अपनी प्रेजेंस ऐसे टाइम पे उन्होंने दिखाया एंड ही शोड दैट ही हैज एक्नॉलेज्ड ऑल द भजन्स एंड एवरीथिंग दैट वाज बीइंग डन. हमने इमीडिएटली वहीं पे फिर से भजन किया. वी हैड अ भजन एट होम एंड देन वी वेंट टू दैट प्लेस अगेन फॉर अटेंडिंग द भजन. एंड बाय देन अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल देन केम टू नो दैट हमारे घर में विभूति आई है. एंड देन पीपल केम एंड सॉ. एक और सेपरेट ओकेजन था जब हमारे घर में विभूति आई थी. दैट टाइम माय ग्रैंडफादर हैड पास्ड अवे. मेरे दादाजी हैड पास्ड अवे. And at that point of time, Swami showed his presence by lot of manifestation of Vibhuti in our home in Shimla. And after that, parents had gone to Puttaparthi, and my father informed Swami that Swami, my father has passed away. My Dadaji has passed away. And Swami lovingly looked at him and Swami said, I am your father. And वो उस चीज से उन्होंने इतना हिम्मत दिया एंड वी जस्ट कैन नॉट फॉरगेट दैट. तो वो भी ये एक्सपीरियंस भी आई जस्ट केम टू नो फ्यू वेरी रिसेंटली. मुझे ये भी उनसे बात करते करते while speaking about Swami I got to know about this. So through this basically we learned that I as a child the learning that I took from this was कि स्वामी का जितना रूप पावरफुल है उतना या उससे ज्यादा स्वामी का नाम पावरफुल है. स्वामी का नाम है जो स्वामी को खुद खींच के ला सकता है हमारे सामने. He can even today, right today afternoon, I was seeing one post wherein there is a home in Bangalore wherein a lot of Vibhuti manifestation is happening. तो आज भी wherein even when the so-called physical presence is not amongst us, फिर भी Swami is showing his presence everywhere, all around the world. So I do try उसी learning को याद करके whenever I close my eyes and sing, I try to imagine Swami in front of me and I visualize his form gently swaying. There is one favorite pose of Swami which I like. And ऐसा एक मेरे साथ हुआ था when I was in primary school that we had come we used to come to Prashanti Nilayam on Thursdays and Sundays mornings when we were in primary school. तो मॉर्निंग ऐसे भजन्स चल रहे थे and in between bhajans I was just smiling to myself like I was just enjoying the bhajans and my eyes were closed and then suddenly someone just nudged me a bit and I was little disturbed. I opened my eyes and I saw Swami lovingly swaying to the bhajans and just giving talam and I was immediately taken aback like that. That suddenly saw me sitting, standing right in front. That was the path जहाँ से स्वामी used to जो right hand side lady side वाला slope है जहाँ से स्वामी used to while walking स्वामी वहाँ से जाते थे for giving darshan towards lady side. So whenever I close my eyes and while singing I imagine that Swami in that favorite pose wherein Swami ऐसा ही एक एक्सपीरियंस एक समथिंग सिमिलर एक्सपीरियंस हमारे एक लेक्चरर सर के साथ हुआ था wherein many of us would have heard that uh, he was just closing his eyes and he was imagining Swami's form in that standing pose. He said that my favorite pose is Swami standing with his hands behind his back and gently swaying to the bhajans and smiling. And then when someone nudged him and he opened his eyes and he saw Swami was actually standing in that same pose. But the additional thing that happened was Swami ने उनसे कहा, Swami told that lecturer, inside Swami, outside Swami, both one and same. So that was one beautiful experience जिससे स्वामी ने बोला कि स्वामी showed his Swami gave a stamp कि uh, my naam smarana can draw me. The experience that you derive is the actual bliss that one may derive from his physical presence. That is, there is no dilution in that bliss, in that grace. So, फिर there were some learnings which as a student स्वामी कुछ स्वामी हमें डायरेक्टली टीच करते थे कुछ थ्रू डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन स्वामी हमें सिखाते हैं अभी भी अ, तो ऐसा हुआ था कि once it so happened that uh, Swami was हम भजन हॉल में थे by then I had joined the bhajan group. I had joined my bhajan group in my 11th standard and from 11th standard Swami had blessed me to with the chance to sing bhajans until my completion of my MBA. So about 6 to 7 years, primary school, 11th, 12th, and then 3 years of undergraduation and 2 years of post graduation. तो उस पीरियड में शुरुआत में हम भजन हॉल में होते थे पहले भजन बिफोर स्वामी बिगैन अटेंडिंग भजन आउटसाइड तो हम भजन हॉल में थे एंड स्वामी ने प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के लिए बॉयज को बुलाया हुआ था विद द बाउल्स ऑफ लड्डू या जो भी उसमें प्रसादम था एंड स्वामी ने डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के लिए स्वामी कॉल्ड द बॉयज फॉर डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग द प्रसादम फॉर ब्रिंगिंग द बाउल्स जो कि फिर बाद में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होने थे लेडी साइड में इनसाइड भजन हॉल और तब उस टाइम पे मुनी आंटी उस तरफ थे स्वामी ने मुनी आंटी को बुलाया हेड मिस्ट्रेस आंटी को तो आंटी उठ के गए उधर एंड स्वामी के साथ ऐसे खड़े हो गए एंड देन स्वामी ने बोला कि ऐसे स्वामी इंस्ट्रक्टेड कि ऐसे प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करना है. And then Swami asked the students to bring the bowl. So since Swami had asked for the bowl, one of the students went directly and in front of Swami, he crossed like that and he just put the bowl in front of auntie like that, ताकि वो उसे हैंड ओवर लेके and then आंटी ने आंटी ने बोला keep it down and then that student no probably he realized. So instead of giving directly to auntie, उन्होंने first he kept the ball down and then auntie ने फिर नीचे से ball उठाया and then she went for giving. uh, स्वामी gave the look of a proud mother. उस टाइम पे मैंने स्वामी की आंखों में स्वामी ने बोला देखा ऐसे करके Swami looked at all of us, whether who among us who all are noticing that, and then Swami ने बोला देखा ऐसे करके like he was so uh, he gave that uh, वही वो look like you can just imagine. So that was one experience wherein Swami ने discipline हमें without without any words. He just made us observe and then Swami created that situation and then gave us that teaching about discipline. Whenever there should be no direct interaction or direct this thing, it has to be कैसे discipline follow करना है. And one more occasion wherein I got a learning where I learned uh, without any express teaching was Swami was distributing saris to a lot of to devotees that had come, and there was some a person who was handing over the saris to Swami, and then Swami was distributing the saris further. वो अपने हाथ से saris बांट रहे थे. तो that person, what happened was some students were bringing the saris to that person, and then he was in turn handing over to Swami so that Swami can distribute with his own hands. At one point of time, it so happened, I think his right hand got filled with saris. So वो एक हाथ से सारी संभालने लग गए जो उनके हाथ में बंडल था, और उन्होंने क्या किया, लेफ्ट हैंड से स्वामी को साड़ी दिया. उन्होंने स्वामी के सामने लेफ्ट हैंड से साड़ी ऐसे आगे किया. स्वामी ने एकदम से ना ऐ करके he gave that. I could hear that A sitting in the primary school side. वो है मुझे वहां तक सुनाई दिया. That clear it Swami's displeasure was. So he immediately begged Swami's forgiveness and then he put all the saris from his right hand to his left hand and then gave from his right hand. And then Swami took it and then continued distributing the saris. So that was one more learning that. And then there were many minute things which may seem mundane, but uh, they teach us what Swami likes, what Swami dislikes. जब हम प्राइमरी स्कूल में ही थे and it was the holidays time, means most of the students had gone home. 80 to 90% of the students had gone home and a few of us had stayed back because parents भी आ गए थे तब तक Puttaparthi. Parents had come to Parthi, so I was also in Parthi only instead of going to Shimla. तो उस टाइम पे अखंड भजन देर. तो पहले जब हम प्राइमरी में थे तो उस टाइम पे विंटर हॉलीडेज भी अलग से होता था. तो वी यूज्ड टू गो होम ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम. तो अखंड भजन वर गोइंग ऑन and there were one or two boys among us. So we primary school boys were given a section to sit, which was right in the direct range of Swami's chair, which is in the bhajan hall. So many of us who have gone to Parthi physically would have seen that जब आप मंदिर में बैठते हैं, there is one angle from which you can see Swami's chair inside the bhajan hall. So the primary school boys were sitting in the direct visual range of Swami, Swami's physical visual range. तो हम वहाँ पे बैठे थे and there were a few boys who were repeatedly running and going towards the water cooler, drinking water and coming back or whatever. They were repeatedly getting up and running and going and then running and coming back. So for some time I saw Swami giving talam to the bhajans and then in between looking and observing like that. Two or three times I saw Swami looking this way. After some time, Swami got up from his chair in between the bhajans. He got up from his chair, he came out, and then he, I, that was the first time we had only seen Swami's loving form and the loving avatar. That was one occasion wherein I got to experience the fatherly side. Swami ने डांटा हमें means डांटा was a understatement. Swami said, indisciplined boys. Uh, I will throw you out like that. Swami ने एकदम से ऐसे बोला. And then he called someone and said that all these boys who are sitting right here in front, make them sit somewhere in the corner around the pillar. तो फिर even though I was not the direct mm, a person who was doing the indiscipline or whatever, since I was part of the primary school group, those boys who had stayed back, we all had to get up and then. So it may seem as a small thing that in between you're getting up and then running for drinking water, but at that point of time, मुझे लगा कि ये indiscipline it made Swami unhappy and it also made us to lose such a valuable position from where we could see Swami directly and then we had to sit in some corner that side. So that one experience also taught me that apart from what Swami likes, what Swami does not like. So indiscipline was one thing wherein Swami was extremely strict on the discipline part. Then फिर एक there was then there were a lot of many small things wherein we used to be taught earlier we were also told कि जब स्वामी बॉयज को कोडेकनाल ले जाते हैं या फिर कुछ और कैसे ओकेजन होता है Swami even tells teaches students how to serve food and how not to make the clanking sound inside the bucket मतलब इतनी minutely like that's why he is God like no the God of small things the even the minutest things Swami used to get down to and teach us how to conduct ourselves and तो जब हम भी गए स्वामी के सामने I was so nervous we were given the opportunity to serve the devotees that had come in Kodaikanal and they were having lunch and we had to serve them in front of Swami. And at that point of time, we were taught how to keep the glass, even how to keep the glass on the table so that it does not make a sound. तो हमें बोला जाता था कि if you are holding the glass, uh, right now I have a bottle. I can just show the bottle. So if you are holding the bottle like this, and this is the desk, instead of keeping like this, which will make the sound, we were told that keep a small finger below the glass, just place it gently, and then slowly withdraw your finger, so that it does not make that noise on the table when you keep the glass. Swami was very sensitive to the sudden loud noises and all. So Swami एकदम से used to see कि who's making that noise. We were extremely careful कि in Swami's presence कि ऐसे हम शोर ना करें. एक experience मेरे साथ ऐसा भी हुआ था in Kodaikanal that we used to run towards so that we get a good spot and we get to do pad seva to Swami कि Swami के feet massage करने का chance मिले. So there was one such morning. I was just running to get something. So मैंने क्या किया? I was just running up the stairs so that I could go and uh, quickly finish some task so that I can be in time for the Swami session. तो सत्यजीत भैया बाहर निकले कमरे से. He immediately asked, "Who's that? Somebody is running." tell that boy not to run like this. मैं एकदम से घबरा गया, मैंने कहा भैया वो मैं ही था. I just told सत्यजीत भैया, स्वामी ने बोला कि don't run like this, go slowly, don't make noise. फिर मैं slowly वो stairs से चढ़ के मैं गया. तो even though physically मैं barefoot ही था, and I was running barefoot inside the Sai Shruti in Kodaikanal. बट वहाँ पे भी थोड़ा हमें डिसिप्लिन हमने उस तरीके से भी सिखाया. तो ऐसे ऐसे देयर वर experiences which uh, through which Swami molded us and he gently chided us या कई बार lovingly हमें उन्होंने सिखाया. uh, बहुत सारे एक्सपीरियंसेस ऐसे माइंड में आते हैं बट आई जस्ट ट्राई कि जैसे जैसे कुछ याद आता है जॉट इट डाउन सो दैट जब ऐसा कोई सेशन हो देयर इज होपफुली समथिंग some good learning that I can pass on. It's just not about me. There's nothing about me. We are nothing. जैसे मैंने पहले कहा था, we are एक यूनिवर्स में we are just a small speck. But Swami, with so much of love and painstakingly, he taught us. तो आई ट्राई माई बेस्ट कि मैं uh, बता सकूं टू एज मेनी पीपल एज आई कैन कि व्हाट ऑल स्वामी ने हमें उस टाइम पे सिखाया है स्टूडेंट्स. देन बाकी देयर वाज वन मोर स्वीट वेरी स्वीट इंसिडेंट. जब हम स्वामी के साथ कोडेकनाल जा रहे थे तो स्वामी showed how to be a good host. Since Swami, उस time पे Swami's role is that of a host, and that Swami is taking students along with him to Kodaikanal, a few of us. So we were in the flight with Swami from Puttaparthi. We had gone until Madurai. So we were going, sorry, Coimbatore, I think. मतलब जहाँ से दैट्स द बेस फ्रॉम वेयर वी स्टार्ट, जहाँ से चढ़ाई शुरू होती है फॉर कोडेकनाल. So we had gone there, and in between the flight, Swami, उस time by then Swami के साथ वो that discomfort, Swami was in that physical discomfort when Swami had apparently fallen, so to speak. तो despite that, Swami went, Swami walked, support लेके, he went each and every seat, every aisle. स्वामी ने पूछा डिड यू हैव योर फूड, डिड यू हैव योर फूड. जब स्वामी के सामने वो फ्लाइट में सबको फूड सर्व किया गया था, तो मुझे, आई वाज एक्सट्रीमली टच्ड विद दैट लविंग जेस्चर कि स्वामी सबसे पूछ रहे हैं इंडिविजुअली कि तुमने खाया. तो आई वाज अ बिट ऑफ अ स्लो ईटर. मैं थोड़ा सा, आई हैड टेकन टाइम बाय देन टू फिनिश माय फूड, एंड ऑल द टू brothers around me, they had finished and they had even closed the tray, the food tray, no. So he was asking me, he was asking others. When he looked at me, already the plate was in front of me. So Swami said, हाँ. Swami just saw like that, he smiled and then he continued. uh, he went to the next aisle. And then after we landed, we were going, uh, when जब वो चढ़ाई शुरू हो गया for going towards uh, Kodaikanal, Swami's residence in Kodaikanal, Swami की कार के पीछे there were two buses arranged for us. So one bus तो went without any problems. There was some issue which happened with our bus, जिसकी वजह से we were left a little bit behind. So we were running a bit late. And then हर थोड़ी देर के बाद apparently Swami was so lovingly inquiring कहाँ पहुंचे. We used to, our bus person, जो हमारे वहाँ teacher in charge थे, was traveling with us in our bus. He used to get inquiry after every few minutes कि कहाँ पहुंचे, where are you, where have you reached. And हमें फिर पता लगा कि it seems Swami was waiting for our bus जिसमें हम लोग ट्रैवल कर रहे थे. एंड उस टाइम तक स्वामी डिड नॉट इवन हैव हिज फूड. and he waited patiently. He had come out जब उन्होंने बताया कि our bus is going to arrive. So हम up the slope and our bus was just reaching and we saw Swami waiting. तो मुझे वही लगता है कि that is like this has a lot of significance that Swami is teaching us like a loving mother and a loving father, and he's waiting for us to learn that lesson and come back to him. And it is up to us to take Swami's lessons through any form, whether through any Sai literature or through such satsangs or through any study circle or even a bhajan. A lyrics of a bhajan can also teach you a lot if we contemplate on that. So it is up to us that we learn that and come back to him as soon as possible. Come back to him in the at least in the sense that uh, reach up to the level that Swami expects of us. To whom much is given, much is expected. I myself do feel that pressure. Obviously, I try and I know that there are many things wherein I have to improve. So, but I do try that. I remember those loving messages. जब भी कोई ऐसा ऑफिस में कोई ऐसा फ्रस्ट्रेटिंग मोमेंट आता है तो आई ट्राई एंड दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम जैसे कभी वर्क फ्रॉम होम करते हैं तो थोड़ी देर ऐसे स्वामी का डिस्कोर्स चला लिया which it calms me down and it keeps us in regular touch with Swami. So with these few words, I will conclude this session. And there was an bhajan which स्वामी के सामने रवि भैया गाते थे बस 1 or 2 lines of that I will just sing that. धन्य भाग सेवा का अवसर पाया पाया धन्य भाग सेवा का अवसर पाया चरण कमल की धूल बना मैं चरण कमल की धूल बना मैं मोक्ष द्वार तक आया धन्य भाग सेवा का अवसर पाया. जय साई राम.